Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? Okay, I'm going to do a short results video this week. I just want to talk about some of the key points that have emerged this week in the major leagues around Europe. And then very shortly I'm going to do a video like I did last season predicting the final tables, including the winner, who qualifies for Europe and who gets relegated in each major league in Europe. So I hope you look forward to that video. I brought back the pointer, but it does struggle since I changed the screen protector to a thicker one. Okay, because I'm scared of dropping it, and I don't have a cover because I don't like covers. So I put this really thick one on, and it means that it's much more difficult to do this. Anyway, okay, turning point in the league, I think, this season. Man City are top, and to be honest, if they win all of their games that are left, then they will be champions again. A couple of weeks ago I didn't see that happening because they were third, but Arsenal and Liverpool slipped up this week. I'll take a quick look at it. Aston Villa beating Arsenal 2-0 in London, so that's the Arsenal we know and love slipping up. I was really hoping that they would win the title, but it's looking less likely. Eze, who's being tipped to join Manchester United in the summer, undoing Liverpool with two really bad results, one 3-0 home defeat against Atalanta in the Europa League, and now possibly putting them out of the title run. We'll see, there's still plenty of time left. Obviously, shout out to Chelsea for that big result. Cole Palmer, just absolutely magnificent, has to be on the plane to Germany in the summer. Not that, it's got anything to do with me, a Welshman, but yeah. Man City beating Luton. So let's have a look at Man City's final couple of games. We'll do this obviously in greater detail, but I want to prove a point because I think they've got the easiest run in. Although it needs to be pointed out that I think all of the sides have to play Tottenham in the top three, and Arsenal have just played Aston Villa, but I think now Aston Villa have to play both Man City and Liverpool as well. Again, I'll look at that in a more deeper fashion. Shout out to Newcastle, who pulled out a massive win out of the bag, and obviously it's looking more and more likely, particularly with this result, that Aston Villa are going to qualify for Champions League football. Late attempt by Newcastle and Man United to get to that fifth spot, but depending on tonight's results, fifth probably is looking like it won't be Champions League football now. Again, I'll do a video very shortly with the Champions League results and the Europa League results. Loads of video ideas at the minute for me, so that's the Premier League in a nutshell. Man City top, Arsenal, Liverpool, then Aston Villa, Tottenham, and down the bottom Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United, but Everton with that really poor result against Chelsea, big match against Nottingham Forest, who are just a place below them. A loss in that could really be detrimental. Okay, so that's the Championship. We've got lots to talk about in many divisions, so I'm going to fly through them today. Ipswich had a similar situation to Man City. Both Leicester and Leeds slipped up on the weekend. Shout out to my Swansea, who narrowly beat bottom team already relegated Rotherham. Get in there. Although we did dominate the possession and the shots and everything at home, but I think we need to learn to win boring, win dirty, and not just try and play everyone off the park. Southampton will be really pleased with their 3-2 victory, putting them in a really great position. In a rather petty situation, Swansea is suing Southampton's manager. I don't really understand why. It's something to do with the amount of payment we got. but surely we should be suing the club. Anyway, I don't know. Cardiff lost to Millwall 3-1, so Ipswich only drew with Middlesbrough 1-1. I saw the first half of that game, it was quite entertaining. And where are they? Yeah, so Leeds lost at home in the first of those slip-ups to Smodic. He scored, one of the top goal scorers in the division. Oh, this pen is doing my head in. And where are they? Oh yes, it was on Friday night, sorry. Plymouth Bundu with the only goal, so they slipped up as well. So, advantage Ipswich in this situation. Someone on commentary when I was watching the Ipswich game rightly pointed out that this could be the first ever season in the modern era where someone in this division gets 90 plus points and doesn't have an automatic qualification. In fact, whoever comes third might not make it up at all. Maybe they'll lose the playoffs. So it could be a situation. Let's have a look at, for example, at last year. So third place leads on 87 points. So 80 Luton got. So they were promoted last year with 80, but 91 is what Sheffield United got. So Leeds are almost, there already. And then the previous year, oh yeah, Huddersfield got 82, but again, they already got more than that. So yeah, my point. So 87 points, and they still might not go up, which is crazy when you think about it. Okay, let's drop down a division, League 1. Portsmouth are up. Congratulations to Portsmouth. Derby and Bolton still chasing for that promotion, automatic promotion, and then Peterborough, Barnsley, Oxford in the other spots. Lincoln and Blackpool, I think, are still in touching distance. Down the bottom, Cheltenham, Port Vale, Fleetwood and Carlisle. The big talking point in League 2 is that, no, sorry, not League 2, well, yeah, it is League 2. Wrexham are going up, back-to-back promotions, congratulations, Llongfarchiadau, as we say in Welsh. Nice and catchy. And Stockport County, obviously, and Mansfield are already up as well. So 3 promotion spots for this league. Interesting. And then a potential 4th because MK Dons, Crewe, Barrow and Crawley are in the playoffs as well. Let me just have a quick look back up at League 1. So that means 4 teams go down. Wow. So yeah, League 2. Massive congrats to Stockport, Mansfield and Wrexham. And then in the conference, Chesterfield are up, Barnet, Bromley, Altrincham, Solihull, Gateshead and Aldershot in with a chance as well. But down the bottom, Bournemouth, Kidderminster Harriers, Dorking and Oxford. And the National League's Tamworth look as though they're up. Scunthorpe, Brackley, Chorley, Alfreton, Curzon and Boston United in with a chance. And Yeovil are up as well. Chelmsford, Worthing, Braintree, Maidstone, Bath and Hampton Richmond, all with a chance of a conference playoff. The Women's Super League, it is neck and neck. Brilliant semi-finals in the Cup the other day. Watched them on the telly, Bob. Chelsea, Man City are neck and neck and 46 points each. Brilliant for the competitivity of this league. Bristol City obviously in quite a lot of trouble though. Let's try and work it out. So there's 12 teams. Do they play each other? There's not too many games to go actually. So it looks like it's going to go down to the wire. This is not going down to the wire. Bayer Leverkusen, congratulations. They are champions for the very first time, everyone. We kind of knew it would be. Could they go an invincible season? That's the question. So, the first time in, I think this would have been 12 years consecutively that Bayern, had they won it, would have won the league. But it's 11 in a row, and that is it. Leverkusen have won it. So it's two massive things. They have stopped Bayern's run, and they have won their very first trophy. Watched a little documentary on it this week, the Neverkusen documentary, basically saying about how they lost all of their trophies, 3 in space of like a couple of days, by losing the Champions League final, losing to a much lower team on the final day of the league, and then losing the Pokal Cup final. So I'm so pleased for them, and pleased for German football, because this is obviously going to make it a much more competitive league, which I've been moaning about for ages whilst doing this channel. In fact, Stuttgart are having such a good season. They're only goal difference behind Bayern Munich, and Dortmund and Leipzig are swapping, but it looks like Germany is going to get one of the 2 spots in terms of getting the 5th team into the Champions League. And then we've got Frankfurt in 6th, Augsburg having a fantastic season, and then down the bottom Mainz, Cologne and Darmstadt. In the Erste Bundesliga, Holstein Kiel and St. Pauli are they nearly there? So 18 times 2. There's a little bit to go. Yeah, there's quite a lot to go actually. Don't finish until the middle of May, so lots of time to catch up for Düsseldorf. Potentially even Hamburger and Hanover. Possibly Hertha Berlin, maybe. I think they're too far away. Schalke in 12th. Hansa Rostock, Kaiserslautern, Osnabrück down the bottom. And then we got Serie A. So I want to talk about my team Roma this week. It was a pretty horrific situation, but silver linings. So Roma were playing away to Udinese, and Ndika, the Côte d'Ivoire defender, had chest pains, dropped to the floor and was taken to a hospital, but he didn't actually have a cardiac arrest, a heart attack, thankfully. And the match hasn't been decided yet whether it's going to be replayed. It finished on the 72nd minute, 1-1, but it's still to be decided whether they're going to play it from the start or play it from the 72nd minute. So they are 1 game behind, and it's quite an important match as well because Bologna is the next match. So if they had won it, they would have 58 points, and if they win against Bologna, then they jump above them into the Champions League spots. But as I hinted at before, Serie A are looking like being, along with the Bundesliga, the 2 leagues at the moment that have this 5th spot as the Champions League. So as long as they don't lose it to Atalanta, who probably are fancying their chances in the Europa League, and if they win the Europa League, they get into the Champions League anyway. So we could have 6 teams conceivably from Serie A in the Champions League next season. So there is a situation where you can have, I think it's a weird situation, which I don't think is possible this year, where you could have 7. But you'd have to have a 7th team outside of the top 6 that's still in the Champions League, wins the Champions League, so they get invited back. Then you also get invited for being in 5th spot, and you're invited for winning the Europa League. So yeah, it's the top 4 and those 3. So there is a scenario in which you could have 7 teams in this new format, which is a bit bizarre. And then down here, Frosinone, Sassuolo, and it's confirmed Salernitana are down. Let's have a look at Serie B. Serie B, Parma are top, and Como, Venezia, Cremonese, Catanzaro, Palermo, Brescia and Samp are in the top 8, and Lecco right the way down the bottom. La Liga, Real Madrid are top, 8 points ahead now. I think It's not confirmed, but it's almost over. 7 games left. I can't see them being caught. Girona, obviously, this fairy tale, absolutely chuffed for them. Atleti in 4th. I really would like Athletic Club, after their heroic cup win, to get into the Champions League spot and maybe try and keep Williams and stop him from joining one of the big teams in Europe for another season. Down the bottom, Cádiz, Granada and Almería. But Villarreal scored in the 95th minute. It was never a penalty. Sorry, it was never a penalty. So that has hurt their chances a little bit. Barcelona beating Cádiz 1-0. And Atleti actually beating Girona to try and catch them up with them a little bit more. Griezmann with 2 goals on Correa. And Real Madrid beat, losing very valiant, losing Copa del Rey finalists Mallorca, went all the way to penalties against Athletic Bilbao. And then Real Madrid beat them as well, so it's been a bit of a bad week for them. Sorry, guys. La Liga 2, Leganés at the top, Eibar, and then these big teams, Espanyol, Real Valladolid, Sporting Gijón and Real Oviedo, all in with a chance. Down the bottom, the Andorra side, which is in the Spanish league, and Villarreal B. Zenit have climbed back to the Russian Premier League summit, and Krasnodar, Dinamo, CSK are in the top 4. So my team Spartak are in 7th, and down the bottom Akhmat Sochi. But there was a weird result on the weekend, 7-1 between Baltika and Akhmat. Baltika and Akhmat there, so Baltika getting out of the relegation spots at the cost of Akhmat, who have been dabbling with relegation for a couple of years. Okay, the Polish Ekstraklasa, Jagiellonia are still top, Slask Wrocław in 2nd, and Lech Poznań in 3rd. And yeah, it could be a new winner of the league this year, with Raków Częstochowa, last year's champions, in 5th. Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain obviously 10 points ahead with a game in hand on Brest, but Brest themselves having this sensational fairy tale season similar to Girona and Stuttgart and Aston Villa to an extent. Monaco in 3rd, only 3 Champions League spots automatically for France, but 4th spot Lille might lead to a playoff spot. Nice are in 5th and Lens in 6th. Lyon climbed all the way up from bottom to 7th. They did some good business in the transfer window to turn around their fortunes, and Metz and Clermont are right the way down the bottom. Let's go to the Netherlands. So PSV did lose that game against Nijmegen, so they are not going to have an invincible season, but I think the title is wrapped up already. Has been for some time, 1836. Yeah, so only a couple of games left. I don't think anyone can catch them, but formally I think it is possible. So Feyenoord in 2nd and Ajax in 5th. Twente and Alkmaar in between. And Nijmegen, Utrecht and the Go Ahead Eagles having a fantastic season in line for a European playoff spot. And then we've got the Super League. So Galatasaray in this epic battle between their fierce rivals Fenerbahce in top spot. They had a good result on the weekend, 4-0 against Alanyaspor, whereas Fenerbahce beat Karagümrük 2-1. Trab in 3rd, Besiktas apparently having, according to their fans, the worst season ever, but still in 4th spot. Down the bottom, Pua Istanbulspor. I think it's confirmed that they are relegated now. They haven't moved off the bottom spot for the entire season. Scottish Premier, that epic, absolutely amazing game between Rangers and Celtic the other day, keeping Rangers 3 points from the summit after a really weak performance midweek. And tonight as well, look, so they've lost and drawn after that massive game. I was absolutely chuffed for Rabbi Matondo in that match, scoring the 93rd minute with an absolute cracker that Bale would have been happy with. Absolutely amazing game, non-stop. One of my favourite derbies as a neutral. It's absolutely fantastic to watch. But I think Rangers have really shot themselves in the foot. Celtic will take on Dundee next, so that's a nice couple of matches for Dundee FC. They're playing Rangers and then Celtic in consecutive matches. But yeah, we've got another old firm on the 11th. I'll definitely be tuning in for that. Belgium. So Anderlecht 3 points ahead of Union Saint-Gilloise now. Club Brugge and Genk are still in the hunt for that second spot, which leads to a Champions League qualifier. Only top spot gets you into the Champions League in this particular division. And Gent still fighting off Mechelen for that playoff spot to take on, I think it would be Genk, for a European spot. Portugal, Sporting 7 points ahead. So their comeback season after coming 4th last season. Benfica in 2nd, but obviously they're still are they still in Europe? Let me just check. Oh god. Matches. Europa League, yeah, against Marseille. How did they do? 2-1. Okay, so they're winning as well. Porto miles behind this year, and Braga in 4th. And then we got down the bottom Vizela. Okay, and lastly we'll look at the Superliga. Brøndby on goal difference top ahead of Midtjylland, but FC Copenhagen are now in 3rd after a really poor run since the restart. After Christmas, obviously they were flying, doing well in Europe before Christmas, and since they've come back they just haven't got with it. So they had that 2-all draw with Midtjylland there. Lost to Nordsjælland. Lost at home to Brøndby, their massive rivals. So yeah, not a very good run at the second at all. Okay, I said I was going to do a shorter video for you today. I hope you'll excuse me for missing out your league, but I just wanted to make sure I did a video this week because I haven't done one for a couple of days now, about 10 days. Like I said, loads of plans. I'm going to do a more in-depth video talking about who I think is going to qualify for Europe next year. We'll talk maybe a little bit more, or maybe I'll do a separate video talking about the new format for the Champions League, just in case you don't understand it. I've been doing my Stato homework for you, so I can explain it to you, don't worry. We'll look at the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League results as well. Loads of you are giving me a list of clubs to do over the summer months when we haven't got results videos, so that I can do a in-depth deep dive on your club. So but then in the comments I've got quite a few on the list already. Someone recommended Coventry to me this week, amongst others. That's the first one that comes to mind. So yeah, keep those coming and I will add them to the list, hopefully, to get through them in the summer. Okay, but that's all from me for today. Look forward to all those videos soon. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, comment, and if you love what I do, then join me on Patreon for extra exclusive videos every week, month, I mean. False promise. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye bye.